I want to show you something in this verse. Because many of us think we got it bad. We really do. We think we got it bad. And we think it's so bad that worship and nothing else can help us out of what we're into. But I want to show you something in the Word that you may not have it as bad as you think you do. We got the 1 Samuel chapter 30, beginning in the first verse. And it came to pass when David and his men will come to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south. Ziklag and smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire, and had taken the women captive that were therein, and they slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city of Ziklag. Behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captive. Stop right there. They'd have been on a trip, and they come back to the city, and the city is burned up, and all of their family is gone. All of their possessions is gone. They come to the city and they don't have nothing. Look at verse 4. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more power to cry. Now, all these are men who are crying. Go back to the first verse. It says, David and his men. So when you come to the fourth verse, all these people who are crying are brothers. Because their money, their women, and their children are gone. And they don't have anything. And they said they cried so much till they didn't have any more power, which means they cried so hard they didn't have any more strength to cry. I know some of you been there, so you can imagine. Verse 5, and David 2 wives, we had 2 wives, taken captive. Drop down to the 6th verse. And David was greatly disturbed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the souls of all the people were grieved, every man for his son and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. Right there. Everything is gone. And here David is, got his 2 wives gone, his money gone, his children gone, and now the people say, we're going to kill you, David, because you are the leader, because we don't have nothing else. Can you see what kind of predicament David was in? No money, no family, and the men that was had his back are about ready to stone him. So here David is, all by himself, not knowing what to do. And the Bible said he went into worship. Because it said he inquired of the Lord. He went into worship. And look what it says, verse 7. And David said to Abinthar, the priest, Amalek's son, I pray thee, bring me hither the ether. And Abinthar brought thither the ether to David. And David inquired at the Lord, right here. Now that ether represented the Spirit of God, and him enter into worship, because really only the priest was supposed to mess with that. But David said, I'm in so much trouble, I don't care about protocol, I don't care about all that. God, if you're going to kill me, just kill me. I'm going into worship. And David inquired of the Lord, at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after them? Shall I overtake them? And he answered, pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, without fail, recover all. So David went, and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Bisham, where those that were left behind stayed. Can you see the predicament David was in? No friends, no money, no family, no support. And at his lowest hour, when it looked like he should have just said, forget it, throw in the towel, just stone me, he went into worship. And when he went into worship, he got enough boldness and enough strength to say, bring the ether to me.